Welcome to another episode of Man Tips. Today we'll be showing you how to replace a carburetor on a Redmax GZ23N. There's a bunch of different models that this can work for, so you'll have to check that in the comments. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take this cover off. There you go. And then we got a couple of screws we got to take loose here. It looks like they're star bolts. All right, what I got here is a T27. I'll take this one loose here, and T27 right here. Take this one loose. It's kind of a little hard with one hand, so I'm going to put this up. Alright, so once you got those bolts loosened, you can just pull this up. This is the new part right here. You see how when you put it on, it doesn't line up. So there's a couple bolts on the top of this, so I'm going to have to take this off and spin this top around. Should still work, shouldn't be an issue, but you see the fuel lines up and the the bolts and everything. So I just got to flip the top. All right, to flip the top, there's two Phillips screws, one here, one here. I've already taken them out. I'm going to try to kind of hold this and show you. You just pull it up, spin it, and put it back down. And now, let me get to it. Now you can see it lines up, so it's exactly what you want. And then y'all just go put the screws back in, tighten them down. All right, so next thing is you want to get this off for the string, so you push forward, and then you should just be able to pull that right up. And now that's out of there, and you'll have to get a small wrench and loosen this up right here. I'll go get the size and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so an 8mm fits it. You just want to kind of loosen that up a little bit. And what you're trying to do is, and I might have to get another one to grab that nut. I think it's actually coming out. Yeah, you can see it. See how it kind of just screws? You can see the threads kind of screws in there. So I should be backing it up. And once you get that out, you can go ahead and pull this. You got a couple clips to get the gas hoses out, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, you want to take just a little small pair of grips, grab this. It's a little difficult with one hand, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it. It's almost there. There you go, and that should disconnect. And this one, well, I don't see one on that one, so I'm gonna have to clean this up and look a little further at how to do this one. All right, so when I tried to disconnect that, it doesn't look like anything's actually holding it on. So looking at the new piece, it's a little thicker, and it's got multi kind of stages to hold it. So what I ended up doing is when I got to it, I ended up trying to just pull it out, and it broke, which is fine. And then what came out on the bottom half was this little filter, and it's got a clamp on it. I'm gonna have to take the clamp off because I got a new one that came with it, and I'm gonna stick on the hose I got for the new one. And I'm going to just thread this hose through here and get it connected and all that great stuff. So, all right, to get this off, you want to take a flathead screwdriver, kind of get under it, and you're going to have to pry it out, and it should just come out kind of easily. So now you can reuse this. You can get your length of your tube right so you can get all the way into the bottom. And I don't think you're going to have to use all this. I'm going to have to cut it. This kit's for a couple different things. So what I'll do is when I get it all situated and go back in with it, I'll measure it and cut it. Right now I'm going to go ahead and take this off with some clips, and I'm going to put one of the new ones on, which you can see the new ones are a little smaller. But I don't think it should be an issue. So I got the new hose on here. It's a pretty tight fit, so you got to kind of push and turn. And I'll put this clamp on top of this new filter. I'm already getting a little dirty with my freaking finger, so that was kind of dumb, but we'll go with it. So my kit came with a spark plug. So you disconnect it. Spark plug's right here. You want to get a spark plug wrench. Make sure it's the same size. It actually might not be. I have to take a look. No, this should work. All right, so I'm gonna get a spark plug socket, and when we take that out, I'll show you what size. All right, it's gonna be a 5/8 socket, and you can't really see in there, but it's insulated because you don't want to break this off in here. Now that's coming off really easy. All right, tempo. I'm going to get this out and install the new one. There it is. Hard to see, but yeah, definitely needed a new one. Make sure it matches the old. Yeah, pretty close. You can see definitely needed a new one. You don't want to make this too tight. You don't want to break it off in there, but you want it snug. There you go. All right, well, I got that back in. I kind of measured it, kind of know exactly where it is. I want to get this thing set first before I do too much else. I want to make sure we get this in the, in the right spot. We get it set, and I'll measure, cut, hook it up. And if I have a little more slack, then that's fine. I can always push it back in a little bit. And I got connect this too. So we'll right here. This will go in and get this knocked out. All right, when you get this in here, the black one's going to go in the smaller hole. This one's right here. I already connected this up here by tightening on the 8, pulling forward kind of just like this to get it in. And that all looks good. You can see how the set screw was before. Looks like I could screw it in a little bit if I wanted, but I'm going to leave it right there. I can make an adjustment on that after if needed to. And now I just got to cut this. I've got some extra slack in here just in case, but I'm going to cut this and then I'm going to stick it on right there. Then once I get that, I should be able to put the cover on with the bolts, and we should be good to go.